Yeah, we're doing it live. And I'm live. Hello. Alright. I'm live, and I've done absolutely no promo. So, doing it live right now. Alright. Do I have the link? Where's the link? I don't feel like getting the link. Somebody will figure it out. Hello. Hey, Arden. Arden is here. Or as I called him, Lurky. Lurking around. Let's see. Where the heck am I? I'm like... Sorry, I'm half asleep. Because I got up for an event that didn't happen today. Oh, man. Awful. Awful day. Not too bad, though, because the girlfriend made it right. She made me a nice dinner and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry you had a bad day." Yeah, I was supposed to do this Jersey Shore Collectors Con, and apparently they moved the date like 2 months ago and didn't tell me. They sent out emails, but for some reason I didn't get one, or I didn't see it. I don't know. I couldn't find it. I checked my emails. But it was still April 19th on the site, so I thought we were good to go. I knew something was wrong when I got to the casino. It was supposed to be at the Showboat Casino originally, and I looked at the site and I'm like, it doesn't say the Showboat Casino on the site. Why is that? And I called him. He's like asleep, and he's like, "Oh, dude." So anyway, I didn't get to sell anything this weekend. This weekend's a bust. I did buy a cool Jersey Devil t-shirt, which I have to wash. It's not this one. It's another one. So I thought I'd cheer myself up with that. And I made a few stops in the Pines. That's always cheers me up. So I tried to find Joe Mulliner's grave again. I couldn't find that. I tried to find the inn where he was arrested. I couldn't find that. Where else did I go? Well, I went to Smithville and drove through Leeds Point. But somebody today told me the Jersey Devil house is behind the one that's on the way to Oyster Creek Restaurant. She said it's just the foundation now. And then what else did I do? I went one other place and now I forgot. So that was my day. Nothing. Oh, and then I watched a movie over at the girlfriend. So that sort of cheered me up because it was terrible. So I'm going to make fun of that later in the video. It wasn't that bad. It was a bad zombie movie. It was just kind of boring and stupid. But yeah, so next week, a bunch of events. And then May is shaping up, let me tell you. May is shaping up. So welcome to the live stream where we do it live. Let me see. Check one more thing. I was watching fails. Oh, Jay-Z is here. Hi, hi, hi. Which movie? It's called Among the Living. Among the Living. It was like a low budget zombie thing. They did it. In the UK somewhere. So here's the link. All right, let's get away from that. It had one really cool looking zombie dude. He was good. He was pretty good. Hollywoke hot take live. There you go. Right now. So he kind of looked like Jason Momoa in a t-shirt. And he was a little menacing. But the actual story itself kind of just went everywhere. And the entire plot, spoilers, hinges on this moment where a guy finds a jacket and he thinks that one of the guys he's befriended killed another guy who saved his life. But it could just be the same jacket. Like, it wasn't that specific of a jacket. And I was just like, man, he's really hinging a lot on that jacket, and he basically kills him. So it's just like, dude is putting a lot on that jacket. And that was sort of the climax of the movie. It's not great. Also, There are these two kids in it, and the girl especially is just a drag on the older brother who's trying to save her. Like, the deal in this movie is the zombies don't like light, and if you start bleeding, they can sense it from several yards away. So if you're bleeding, you have to immediately cover it up because the zombies just come running. So this girl, who's the little sister, does not act like she's in a zombie movie. So like there's one scene where she's like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. And then she walks away for privacy. Now, if you were in zombie times, would you care about privacy? I don't think I'd care about privacy all that much. I'd just be like, just turn around. I'm going to pee right behind you. Just, keep an eye out for zombies so I don't get my junk bit off. And so I could zip up and we could be the hell out of here if a zombie starts coming at us. I don't think I'd really care. JC, sent you that one video that used a clip of you during the review on the trailer the other day. Oh, yeah. That was kind of cool. It's kind of cool that I'm being appropriated for other people's videos. I was one of the critics. I was one of the hopeful critics in his scenario. Like, I think his scenario was, I forget what was the movie about? His scenario was like, oh, critics were initially hopeful for this movie, and then it turned out to be horrible. Which I try to be hopeful. I mean, you see a well-cut trailer, you hope the movie's halfway decent. But, yeah, some guys are just good at cutting trailers. I would be good at that. I'm a good editor. I have a good sense of pacing in that area. $360 million for the Electric State. That was it. Yeah, the Russo brothers. You figured it would be good, or watchable at least. What the hell happened there? I guess because the Russo brothers didn't start on it, and they were like brought on to fix it. And it was already. I've been brought on to fix some screenplays. Let me tell you something. That's the hardest part, especially if you have to keep any of the stuff the previous guy did, and he's terrible. Oh no, that's no bueno. It's no bueno. It's way easier to start over, especially on screenplays. I could knock out a screenplay in, like, depending on the screenplay, probably my shortest turnaround for a full-length screenplay, I could probably do it in a week. Like a zombie movie, I could knock out in a week. And it would be of quality. It'd be watchable. It wouldn't have every little thing in it, but it would have some good stuff. 2 weeks. Comedy. I could do a comedy in 2 weeks. Most screenplays I could probably get done in 2 weeks unless I needed research. LeMay is here. Hello. JC, I think they picked it as their project. It was based on an illustrated book. Yeah, I don't know. It just... didn't they say they had a different director, though, first? Oh, I think they were the producers, and then another guy was directing it, and then he left. Something like that. But yeah, $360 million. I could probably easily make every book of the Pineys. Like, full length. 90 minutes each. All 17. I don't think that would be a problem with $360 million. I really don't. These guys, they're grasping. They're grasping at material that's barely material. And you gotta wonder, why don't they go and look anywhere else other than up their own butts for material? Seriously. I mean, the Russo brothers, you think they would at least know better. I'm beginning to think the Russo brothers aren't as talented as I initially imagined. I mean, visually, maybe. Stunt-wise, almost definitely, but, man, story-wise, what the hell are they doing? I think it was Josh Whedon. Josh, Joss Whedon. I always want to say Josh, but it's not Josh. It's Joss. Josh Whedon. JC, book looks like it was a concept art for a movie. Very different tune, though. Yeah, they said it was dark. They said it was really dark in that video. JC, their last three movies for Netflix haven't been very good. Well, that would be Electric State. When was Extraction 2? That was okay. The Gray Man, I didn't think was very good. The stunts were cool, but I didn't think the story made any sense. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't great. And I didn't like Chris Evans as the villain. As much as I kind of hate Chris Evans, I just don't think he makes a good villain. He wasn't sinister at all to me. Cherry. I didn't even see Cherry. Gray Man and Cherry. What the hell was Cherry? I didn't even see that. What was Gray Man about? So Ryan Gosling plays, he's kind of like a rogue agent, you know, in some sort of world of agents. He's supposed to be, I think he was supposed to be killing dudes, and then he decides not, you know, the old story where he decides not to kill people, or he saves some girl, and then, like, Chris Evans is this psychopath guy they send after him. It's just not great. But it has this cool scene with, like, some kind of, Alex Ogle is here. What's this? A Saturday stream mentioning just Sweden. Watch that sibilance lest you out yourself. No, I'm okay, Alex. I do voices, so I can get away with it. Yeah, so it's like, you know, oh, he's like a hitman. It's got some like Bourne Identity elements to it. It's not great. JC, the film follows the life of Cherry, from a college student to a PTSD afflicted veteran who robs banks to pay for his and his wife's drug addiction. Okay. Doesn't seem like a good plan at all. Ardent, Sydney's sweetie. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good plan, to pay for your addiction by robbing banks. That's like too much money. You only need a little bit of money to pay for your addiction, but you kind of need it on the reg. But, like, can you really pull it together to do a bank heist when you're strung out on something? I think you're asking for too much. I think that ambulance movie with Jake Gyllenhaal robbing banks made more sense. JC, so it's a kids movie. No, it's definitely not a kids movie. Ardent, kind of true to life though. Like, if you're a drug addict, you just like knock over a liquor store, go buy your smack, and then hope the cops don't even care enough to find out who you are eventually. Like, that's the kind of crimes drug addicts commit. Or they rob somebody's house and try to sell whatever they find. They're usually high on drugs, so the plans usually don't come together. It's like, oh, we'll steal the McDonald's trash cans and sell them to Burger King. Alex Ogle, movie pitch. The serpent, Sydney Sweeney, in a bikini, writhes on a dancing stage. Enough said. Yeah, that sounds solid. JC, kids love heroin. They do. They do. Ardent, at Alex, take my freaking money. So, I'm glad you guys figured out I was on. I've been zoning out all day. Just half asleep. Now I got to get up early for Easter. But at least I'll be able to get to sleep tonight. I'm doing Easter stuff tomorrow. Just basically eating all day around South Jersey is the plan. And then we're going on a hike, so I'll be sure to throw up on my shoes. Yeah. So that's been my weekend. Not a great weekend. More like a weekend where I was constantly trying to recover from whatever the hell I was doing. Alex Ogle, heroin is called breakfast in Scotland. I've heard that. I've heard that about Scotland. I saw Train Spotting, so I know everything about Scotland and your heroin addicts. I know that your toilets are very deep too. Incredibly deep. Ardent, LOL. I replied on your video earlier that I had been waiting at the venue for you and wondered where everyone was. Not the best joke, but figured a good chuckle. Yeah, thanks a lot for that. I had to reply to that to make sure everybody knew you were just goofing around. But did you see Train Spotting too? I did not. Didn't most of the heroin addicts die, or is it a whole movie of them being clean and preaching to everybody else? Was that any good? The only reason I saw the first one is that it had Iggy Pop music in it. JC, love Train Spotting. Train Spotting 2 ruined it, though. Oh, and I definitely don't want to say it. Ardent, I don't think anyone did. JC, Train Spotting 2 sucks. Now, when I want to hear about Scotland, I go to the Twitter feed for Count Dankula. It's usually pretty funny. He's, had quite a journey. He was a communist. He got all his communist tattoos taken off. And then he was married. And now he's divorced. And then he was kind of depressed for a while. And now he's found God. And he's working out. And he's also a stand-up comic. Ardent. Oh, JC saw it. JC, it's woke and cringe? Oh my god, it's woke. They made Train Spotting woke? God. Alex Ogle. Fortunately, there are no addicts in Scotland. They all take the train to London and clog up the streets there. Well, that's handy. Ardent. Got sick, got better, got fit, got ulcers. You gotta start meditating. Calm yourself. Ardent. Dank. Oh, you mean danked it. Oh, okay. Alright. Let's see what we can figure out for the box office this weekend on a Saturday. Oh, looks like Sinners might beat Minecraft. Looks like it's winning, at least according to Friday. I think there's a good chance. There's good buzz about this movie. It looked cool. I'm not a huge fan of Ryan Coogler, but I mean, I saw the first Black Panther movie. That was him, right? That was all right. Pretty good. JC, they took plot elements from the sequel novel Dirty Movie, I guess I could say on YouTube, but they took the edges off, made it woke. Oh, okay. You mean Train Spotting too. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. No, but the Sinners movie, I didn't really know what it was from the trailer because they don't show the vampires in the trailer. They kind of hint at them, which I don't like trailers like that, but it still was kind of interesting. It looked intense. It had blues music in it, so I was kind of okay with it. But I wish they'd shown, more stuff. But they've got this thing, and I was just ranting about this, They put out a trailer, and then they put out the other trailers later, and it's just like, what are you going to show me the whole movie a piece at a time? Just put out one trailer, maybe two, okay? Maybe put out a second trailer with, some review sound bites later when the movie comes out. But Ardent at JC, best thing about Train Spotting was that it introduced me to Robert Carlyle. Ardent, perks up, blues and vampires? Yep. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan plays twins, and I suspect one of them gets turned into a vampire, but I don't know that for sure. So it's like Prohibition era in Louisiana, I think. And then, the vampires come to a speakeasy and they have to survive the night kind of thing. It's sort of got a, From Dusk Till Dawn vibe. Alex Ogle. So Minecraft was just a flash in the pan after the disaster of Snow White, and now a vampire movie is pointing the way for spring horror? I hope so. It's kind of hard to tell from Friday, though. Minecraft is doing super well, so I wouldn't be shocked if Minecraft overtook it. They're only separated by about 3 million, but it's likely Ryan Coogler's movie will overcome it. There's a real, I think, for a fan base, there's an idea that if it's a black filmmaker, that the black community should support it. And so that's a factor, I think, in some movies like this. So I think it could be steady business, and it's good. I mean, it's not just that people are seeing it because it's full of black characters and it's a black director, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, I think, for the audience that it's aimed at. LeMay, Gen Alpha kids love Minecraft. They really do. I keep seeing article after article, though, trying to knock it down. Like, oh, they destroyed a theater today. Did you see? They threw popcorn. Oh, my God, popcorn on the floor. That's never happened in an American movie theater ever. Except every single day they've been open since the time of movie theaters. I mean, Jesus. You should be happy that's all they did was throw popcorn. I kind of want to see Minecraft only because, not that I've ever even played, I've never even played Minecraft, but I kind of want to see it because it is kind of popular, and it seems like, at least from the perspective of Minecraft, it's a genuine enough endeavor. So it wouldn't piss me off seeing it. So maybe I'll wait for streaming. But Sinners looks really good. I think I'd like Sinners. So I may go see Sinners at some point. Can't do it this weekend. It's a weird time to release it, though. Easter weekend with a vampire movie. What's up with Hollywood? They're releasing Dracula on Christmas. Some of the darkest movies, some of the darkest, bloodiest movies you release on Christmas. And then you release another vampire movie on Easter. Seems like the wrong time. Seems like you should be stacking these up for October. But I don't know. Do these guys even think of their audience anymore? Alex Ogle. Movie pitch, Minecraft. Sydney Sweeney, in a bikini, gathers flocks of sheep together by whistling complex commands to her sheepdog, competing with her neighbor, Margot Robbie, in her underwear. That's not a bad pitch. I thought you were going in a different direction with Minecraft. I thought you were going to do like Lara Croft in Minecraft. But title doesn't really matter. I like where your head is at. Well, let's see a draft on Tuesday. So Minecraft is number 2, doing well. Let's see. This is the second weekend in release. These are days in release on the right. Not by weeks. So, I think it'll be a close call, but probably Sinners will win. What did Minecraft do last week? Yeah, that was the first weekend. That did like 100 and... Yeah, so this should do about 80. So the question is, can Sinners do that much? I think if it does that much, they'll probably be in the black. I don't think this movie cost $100 million. Oh, at 90? Well, that's pretty close. But if it does 80 the first weekend, I think you're ready to go. It's pretty much a done deal. Alex Ogle, I'd substitute Angelina Jolie for Margot Robbie, but she's had her boobs off, so the aesthetic isn't right. Yeah, no, I kind of sick of Angelina Jolie. But I'll say this for her. She can make her move into serious actress. She's got some amount of talent, but not if she does movies like The Eternals. She should do more like that Clint Eastwood movie she did. She was pretty good in that. But maybe a lot of that was Clint Eastwood. I don't know. You know, directing her. And of course, she was younger then. Like, it's so weird, you know, hot actresses. They should be doing the movies where they can be in their underwear a lot. No, instead they wait until they're in their late 30s and just still hot enough to do it. Yeah, so Minecraft probably drops from 1 to 2. King of Kings. Now this, I think this is the first week. Yeah. Second week? This be the second week? Oh, wait. Minecraft would be the third week, right? Because it's the week it came out, and then a week later would be 8 days, and then a week later would be 15. Yeah. So, King of Kings, this would be the second week, and or second weekend. And this movie's doing pretty good for an animated movie about Jesus. It's doing very well. And it's an Angel Studios, so that's another hit for them. 34 million. Now it's animation, so this could have cost more than that. This could have been a big budget for them. But I don't know. I think they're running out of Jesus movies already. How many more Jesus movies can they do? Now, Mel Gibson's going to do The Resurrection, I think, of the Christ. I think that's the next one for him. That'll be big. I mean, that's the big stories, though. He did the Passion of the Christ, and he's going to do the Resurrection of the Christ. That's the end of the Christ. There's no more stories after that. So you can keep going back in time, I guess, doing prequels. There are actually some books of the Bible with Jesus as a kid, which I don't think they've ever made into anything. Probably some low-budget thing or cartoon years ago, but that could be interesting. Some more obscure books of the Bible. I don't know how the audience for that would react if you did an obscure book. There's a whole bunch of books in the Bible and certain Bibles that are in like West Africa that aren't in the King James version. That could be interesting. I don't know how the audience would react to that. Alex Ogle, I thought the King of Kings was Ozymandias. Look at my works, ye mighty, and despair all around was sad. Nice. Ardit, Mel Gibson's Book of Mormon, Jesus in America. So number 4 is The Amateur, dropping from 3. So this would be the second week for this. And not doing too well. Looks perfectly fine. Well, 39 million? What'd this cost? 60 million. I don't know. I think that might be it for this. It's pretty much out of gas. This will be the second weekend. What did it do the first weekend? Probably about like 17. So 16, 17, maybe 18 it did. 18, 19. So maybe it does 9 million this weekend total. It'll be close if it makes it. LeMay, at worst, heresy. No, we don't want to do heresy. There's another Jim Caviezel film coming out. I think it's called Zero AD. I think he plays King Herod in that one. But again, it feels like they're running out of the hottest Bible stories. Not sure what they're going to do. I guess they can go back to... I mean, they're doing one about David. Maybe they can go back to, like, Nebuchadnezzar and Abraham and Job and do those. Adam and Eve, and then what? Like, you're going to have to get into the faith-based stories, you know. Stories about people suffering and then praying, and then they're not as sad. Number 5 is Warfare. This looked okay. It's supposed to be like a war movie, kind of in real time. Not really for me. I don't know. I don't buy the premise. It's not really gonna make me want to see it, but it's not a bad idea. What's this? Colorful Stage, the movie. What the hell is this? Some anime thing. Colorful Stage, the movie. A Miku who can't sing. I don't know what that means. But it already did 9 million. I assume it already opened in Japan. LeMay, Lamentations. Lamentations. Rated R. For adult situations. Maybe you could do Revelations. You know, end of the world stuff. Ardent. They could adapt the Gnostic gospel of Judas. It really has a different perspective. Jesus, as an all-knowing avatar of God, tells Judas to betray him so he can fulfill his destiny. I don't know. That sounds like it would be confusing. But I guess if they run out of stuff, they might go to that. Ardent at LeMay. LOL, Jesus as Conan in Lamentations. They could do the Money Changers thing. I don't know if that's big enough for a movie. It's like early adult Jesus, I guess. Number 7 is Drop. This wasn't a bad premise. 1.1 million. In its second week. Looks like it's dropping. Haha. But had a good, solid premise. No names in it, though. LeMay, most of that book is calling for people to repent. Sounds a little preachy. Alex Ogle, sounds like Ealing comedy. Sounds like an Ealing comedy. Would you Adam and Eve it? The story of creation delivered in a Cockney rhyming slang. The angel Gabriel appears and Eve says, "Scropper, it's the roses." The angel Gabriel. Yeah, I don't know. Not for an American audience. We wouldn't understand what the hell anybody was saying. Might be a fun skit, though. You could do the Bible, like comedy movie. That would be fun. Do a whole movie. The Babylon Bee should do that. The Bible, just call it the Bible Part 1 or something. Just do a bunch of Bible stories, but do them as comedies. Comedy skits. That could be fun. They'd do it in such a way it wouldn't be blasphemous, They did a funny bit on X. It was Norm Macdonald talking to George Carlin, like, after they're both dead. And, like, it's like McDonald in heaven. Hey, George, how you doing there? And then it just cuts to Carlin, and he's in hell. Ah! Oh, really? I gotta go. Because, Norm Macdonald went to church, and I don't think Carlin was a church guy. Let's see. Alex Ogle. So Eve eats the apple and tempts Adam to do the same. What would they say to each other if Eden were in New Jersey? Just eat the apple, Adam. No, he said not to eat it. I don't know why you want me to eat it. He said not to eat it. We got a good thing going here, Eve. Don't be a pussy. Just eat it. What's the difference? These apples are good. I mean, if you don't eat it, I might have to find a different man. We're the only two men men and women on. There's not even a plural for man and woman because we're the only two people who are alive on Earth. I'm just saying. And eventually he eats the apple. And for some reason, even though he's naked, he has a gold chain. So. Pride and Prejudice from Focus Features. When did this come out? Oh, it's a re-release. So, number 8 is a re-release from about, what was that, 20 years ago? Looks like. What year would that be? Let's see. 2010. Okay. So, yeah, about 20 years ago. 25, really. No, 15. 15. Math is bad. Alex Ogle, genius. Not really. I just listen to the people outside my window in North Jersey. Number 9, The Chosen, The Last Supper. This still doing well in its second week. I think that's part 3. There's Disney Snow White at number 10. For some reason, 30 days. Tomorrow will be 30 days in release and still in 1,600 plus theaters. I mean, that's just crazy. They should just take it off. That people are still going to see it is weird, right? It's so weird to me. When a movie gets panned that badly, you must realize how many people just don't pay attention to the critics. They just go to the friggin' movies. Oh, what do you want to see? But Snow White. Yeah, I guess that's good. Like, imagine being the ticket taker. Yeah, give us 2 for Snow White. Snow White? Yeah. Why? I mean, no reason. It's just, I haven't sold a lot of tickets for Snow White. We have other movies. No, we want to see Snow White. What's wrong with Snow White? You know, I'm not supposed to say anything, but you do you. Here's your Snow White ticket. Woman in the Yard, somehow still in theaters. Not quite a month. Something premiered called Sneaks. This about sneakers? Yeah, it kind of is. Oh my God, I think it's like the Pixar of sneakers. Sneaks follows a pair of a one-of-a-kind collector sneakers, Ty and Maxine, stolen by the collector. Oh my God. It's like a Simpsons parody. Hold on, let's go to the IMDb for this. Lawrence Fishburne? Oh my God, look at this movie poster. So, there's all kinds of sneakers in this movie, and the sneakers talk. Sneakers talk, everybody. Even the sneakers that are up on the wires. Did you ever do that? Take an old pair of sneakers and put it up on the wires? When a designer sneaker unwittingly finds himself lost in New York City, he must dig deep in his soul, get it? In order to rescue his sister and return to his rightful owner. So this is a brother and sister shoe team. Ardent, wow, I already hate this concept. So this is it. They're being stolen, see? What? Oh, and he lost the sneaker. See, the sneakers are really alive, so they have to... Oh, award-winning music from Mustard. Oh, and he teams up with other shoes. He meets other, shoes in the hood. including bad shoes. I mean, look at all the shoes. The possibilities are endless. one shoe's recruiting friends, the other shoes are on the run. I think that they're on the run on a skateboard. How does nobody see these shoes and they're talking in New York City? There'd be security camera footage of them talking to each other and running around on the skateboard. Doesn't make any sense. God. Lawrence Fishburne, Keith David, Anthony Mackie. Brutal, man. That is a brutal movie. When you're an actor, you will do anything. It just said do anything on the screen there. Ugh. God. I'm a little sick to my stomach now. I think I vomited inside here just a little bit. Well, the good news is it's only in 1,500 theaters. I assume mostly in the inner city. And it's only made $240,000, which is terrible. So I don't think that's going anywhere. Next up, The Last Supper, The Last Supper. So parts 1 and 2 from Fathom Events. The Ballad of Wallace Island. That looked like an art house thing. Looks like it's in its 22nd day. Looks like they're putting it in more theaters. Hard to tell. Captain America Brave New World is still in 155 theaters for some reason. It's been in the theaters for 64 days. That is 2 months of Captain America. Who the hell's seeing that? Death of a Unicorn. Wow. That went out fast. That died fast. 22 days and it's basically out of theaters. 176 theaters are still showing that. I got more screens than this. I guess it's a Friday listing, so it's not listing every single movie. Black Bag. Still in 89 theaters. Sod and Stubby is in 14 theaters. Premiered this week. What is Sod and Stubby? Sod and Stubble. Sod and Stubble. They spelled it wrong. Let's try this one. Sod and Stubble. There it is. The adventures and adversities of a family pioneering in the plains of Kansas. Okay. An enduring love story. Sacrifice and hope. Oh, so it's a drama. Sod and Stubble. I thought it was a comedy. Sod and Stubble. Did I read that wrong? Yeah, I guess I did. It is Sod and Stubble. I thought it said Stubby. I thought it was a hilarious comedy about pioneers in Kansas. Hey, Sod. Hey, Stubby. What are we going to do today? Oh, no, Indians are coming. Run. It's in 14 theaters. It did $23,000. The Legend of Odysee. Is this that William Dafoe movie? I think it is. Yep. I don't know why he decided to do this movie. But it does not look great. But he kind of lends a certain gravitas. Legend of Odysee. There it is. So, some sort of little... There he is. William Dafoe's in it. He's like a regular cast member. Emily Watson. Alex Ogle. Sod and Stubble would have a very different meaning in the Royal Navy, where rum, sodomy, and the lash were said to ensure loyalty. So sod being sodomy, and stubble meaning stubble. Gross. This just looks like a remake of E.T. Okay. So she trains the little creature and becomes her friend. And it's actually a robot, but you get to see it on the screen. Yeah, this is all her. I mean, William Dafoe's in it, but I can't imagine he's in it very long. Kind of the bad guy. And then finally, A Complete Unknown is still in 15 theaters. 115 days? Boy, they really want this movie to stick around, I guess. 115 days. That's over 3 months. 15 theaters, though. That's all I could tell you about the box office until tomorrow. Not a lot there. Not a lot of info. So, probably be Sinners on top. Yeah, I can see it. They did do a lot of promotion for it. And Minecraft would be in its third week, so... Right? Yeah, it'd be its third weekend. So, I think it'll probably not. So, it should do like about 40. I think Sinners will do more than 40. I think it's on track for like 70 or something. So, that would be okay. Sneaks, I hope, does no more than this. I hope it literally makes zero money from here on in. That's just bad. Just bad in my view. All right, let's check the trades. Yeah, so opening day, 19.2 million. So this is the still from the movie. You could see Michael B. Jordan. This is their blues club. And they're all, at this point in the movie, they're all armed. They understand the threat. So, I'm not sure how they're going to fight the vampires with guns, though. Maybe they augment them in some way. Oh, Zach Starkley, the son of Ringo Starr, was rehired by The Who. He was fired by The Who. Which is kind of hilarious because he's a drummer and he's the son of Ringo. And John Lennon, I think it was John Lennon, got asked something like, is Ringo the best drummer you've ever worked with? Or something like that. Or is he one of the best drummers in the world, would you say? And I think it was John Lennon said to the reporter, Ringo's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. Which was just friggin' awesome the way he delivered it. And much to Ringo's credit, he's a good sport about it, So he was apparently working for The Who, and then I guess they fired him after a gig, and now he's back. Communication issues have been aired happily. Pete Townsend Post. Pete Townsend got into some trouble a few years ago with his computer. Yeah, that was a big no bueno. If you want to look that up. Can't really talk about it on a live stream. Emilio Estevez wrote Mighty Ducks 4 to make up for all the disasters that happened on Disney Plus series. They didn't want to pursue another. Okay? I don't know. I wasn't a Mighty Ducks fan. I was too old for that. I wanted to see Emilio do more characters like he did in Repo Man. But, yeah, I always felt like after he started doing Mighty Ducks and stuff like that, like Emilio was basically semi-retired. Like he had his money. Do the Mighty Ducks. And then he started making boatloads of money from that. And then he was like, all right, I'm good. But, oh well. I don't blame him. Hayden Christensen returns as Anakin Skywalker for Ahsoka Season 2. Oh boy. Can't wait to not watch that at all. Ahsoka is the mostly girl Jedi thing where the girls fight like with their lightsabers. If you've seen any of the stunt coordination, yeah, I hope Anakin kills everybody and the show ends. How's about that? How about Anakin just comes in and just kills all the characters in the first episode and you don't have to hear about this show ever again? That would be good. Be surprising. Bet you wouldn't see it coming. Be like, holy crap, what's going to be the next show? Fans would be up in arms. Everybody would be like, oh man, I got to see that episode. Think about it, Disney. Just Hayden Christensen just killing everybody. He just comes in and wipes all the characters out. Oh, it'd be amazing. Ardent. Oh, skip one. Ardent. Andor Season 2 is out on Tuesday. I'm cautiously interested. Skarsgård was the best part of Season 1. He's in everything, that dude. He was in Season 1 of Ahsoka? Huh. I guess. And he showed his wiener in Dracula. What's up with that? I guess it was a monster wiener, so it probably wasn't his, but still. Still, though. Who wants to see that? Vampire wiener on the screen. Nobody wants to see that. Harvey Weinstein allowed to stay in hospital during New York retrial, judge rules. So, my contention is Harvey just has a lot of money. He knows he's never really going to get out of jail, although he'll try. But the side benefit is while he's in court, he's out of jail. So he's trying to stay out of jail. And now that he's in I think he's in a hotel. Now that he's in a hotel, like he's back in civilization. And even though he's not going to go anywhere, but he wants to now drag out the trial as long as possible so he gets to stay at the hotel and not prison. I would. Ardent. Stellan Skarsgård, the dad who played Selvig in Thor, wasn't it Bill in Dracula? Oh, okay, it's a different Skarsgård. I thought you meant Bill. Are they brothers? I didn't think there were two actors named Skarsgård. Yeah, it was. It was Bill in Dracula. I don't know. I don't watch Star Wars anymore. I'm not gonna waste money on that. Let's see. Vince Vaughn visited the White House. Can't really do a Vince Vaughn impersonation. That's really tough. Jon Favreau did a pretty decent one, though, at one point. Let's see. Daughter of the real-life Iron Claw wrestler slams the A24 film as heart-wrenching and inaccurate. Well, he did self-delete, so you gotta be careful with stuff like that when you're doing it about real people, but the movie came out a while ago. Ardent. Stellan is the dad. Bill is one of his acting kids. Alexander, True Blood. Eric Northman is another. Oh, God, I always conflated those two guys. The Von Erichs. They should all do a movie together. Let's see. John Bernthal says he made Tom Holland's audition tape for Captain America: Civil War. Takes a little credit for him becoming Spider-Man. Okay. Well, good for you, man. He is like the perfect Spider-Man. He really is. Never seen anybody so close to the real Peter Parker as Tom Holland. The only thing he's missing is a crew cut, really. Um, all right. So there's enough of that. Over at Fandom Pulse. Let's see. Some reviews. Gamma implodes as yet another staffer quits over toxic leadership and rampant gatekeeping. It's weird. I actually went to one of the Gamma trade shows. I met Andy Serkis was at it. This was during Lord of the Rings, and I was promoting the game. Can you imagine these people getting woke? I don't know. Is it the woke people decrying the toxic leadership, or is it already woke and then they're decrying that? At this point, can you just make games and shut up? Former Marvel Comics writer Kelly Sue DeConnick implies she wants a violent insurrection against Donald Trump. Governments don't change because you act nicely. Good luck with that, hair dye. So, yeah, who cares? These people are incredibly unpopular, as evidenced by when they say stuff like this, no one does anything, except a bunch of lone nuts. And nobody sees it coming because they're lone nuts. She should shut her pie hole, but she probably won't, in my opinion. Oops. Henry Cavill's Highlander film finds new home at Amazon. So I wonder what the pronouns of all the Highlanders will be. Will it be he, an immortal? Ardent. Hell yeah, the Skarsgårds, Mad Milkinson, and Sydney Sweeney as an extended Swedish family who show up on the American cousin Sweeney doorstep on short notice. The four men claim to be tracing their family down to to disperse an inheritance, but it turns out that they are actually on the run from a group of gypsy witches after a magical artifact that only a female family member can wield. Magic and bikinis. It's a bit convoluted, but I like where your head is at. I don't think they should remake Highlander. I mean, what is the best they're gonna do? The only ones that needed to get remade are the sequels, which, for my money, were terrible. It really was a one movie. So if you're gonna redo it, then I guess you could do a remake of something like the first movie, but leaving the door open to sequels, that he's going to fight more dudes and that he doesn't win. But that kind of ruins the ending of the first movie. That's what made the first movie cool. So I don't know. Steve Jackson's Games CEO Meredith Placco abandons the company amid tariff panic. Now, according to a post on X, Ardent, yeah, Highlander, like Lady Hawk or Princess Bride, is best one shot. Yeah, Princess Bride definitely. Yeah, Lady Hawk pretty much. Lady Hawk maybe has a little room. Could do other adventures. But someone posted on X about this. Apparently they hired this woman 2 years ago because the company wasn't inclusive enough, and now she's jumping ship now that the company's fallen. Apparently the company's falling apart. I don't know. It's a shame. Steve Jackson's Games been around forever. I never really played them much, but they were solid enough. Car Wars, I think, was one of their games, right? And yeah, nothing like a woke woman to ruin your company, I guess. If she is indeed woke, I don't know that for sure. That is merely the rumor. Ardent, oh, she looks like a very stable and well-adjusted person. Yeah, probably. probably not unstable at all, are it? Um, but I think the tariffs will be over in a year, I'll say. Initially, it looked to be over really fast, but I think the Chinese are starting to play ball now. What you need to do is start looking, if you're a game company, you need to start looking at India and Belgium and these other places that make games. I know that the Belgians did cards, and I've heard of people who've gotten stuff printed up in Asia, or not Asia, but India. So it's not all about China. I mean, there's other places that have cheap labor pools or cheap enough. Um, or you could just do what Cheap Ass Games always did, and that Cheap Ass Games was famous for coming up with the cheapest way to put together a game. They would just say you could use the following items that are probably in your house. So, you know, you could use pennies to keep track of things. You could use a regular die or playing cards or whatever to for the variables. That's what they need to do. They need to get away from all the ostentatiousness of some of these games. Some of these games are ridiculous. They come with a gazillion parts, and some of them are pretty cool, but it's very limited in terms of the game. It's so specific. Because me and my family, we play a ton of board games, a ton of games, and so we've bought just about everything that came down the pike to play during Christmas is usually when we play. And some of these games, you literally spend a half hour setting them up and half as long playing. And, you know, it's not bad, but it's like a lot of pieces that seem very unnecessary. But that's sort of been the deal for a long time, so customers kind of expect that. But I think if you have a good game, you can get rid of a lot of the accoutrements. You can just do cardboard chits, as they say. That was in the original Dungeons and Dragons. They just came with chits, little pieces of paper basically with numbers on them, and you would flip them all over and then pull a random number instead of rolling a die. After the Acolyte's failure, Princess Leia's child actress wants a strong female Star Wars universe. Well, I think Disney should listen to her, because Disney seemingly is already listening to people like her. Actress wants job. News at 11. Sure, who cares? I mean, as long as Kathleen Kennedy's still in charge, and I kind of think she still is, I guess they'll double and triple down, quadruple down. I mean, unfortunately for Disney, if they're actually making a turn out of the woke, they don't seem to be turning out of it very quickly. They just seem to be like, oh, well, we'll put out the other movies we made super woke. What possible more damage could it do? I think it's destroying your brand, you morons. Completely destroyed the Star Wars brand. You're going to have shows like Andor, and I bet the ratings aren't very good. Look at Daredevil. Daredevil's ratings aren't great. They're not making the top 10 of the Nielsen's. Alex Ogle. Spielberg made famous the shot in Jaws where the camera zooms in, but the shot becomes wider. With the number of primary colored hair, highly stable and influential women in Hollywood, where's the shot that zooms in on the powerful female lead with every single word she says? I don't know. They're all message and no filmmaking, really. At this point, it's just time to abandon Hollywood. Time to abandon the entire business model, really. I think what you have to do is adopt the Louis C.K. model of business, which is you make a good product, you maintain a list or a way to contact people after you develop a huge enough fan base, and then you you do something and then you send out notices to everybody when it hits. That's all you do. So, and you got to keep people in your orbit somehow. Although a lot of people these days aren't really doing email, but Louis' audience is still doing email. I'm in on Louis' email list. He seems to do real well. I mean, he does a special. He does a comedy special. He sells it for like $5, and like hundreds of thousands of people order it because it's only $5. Like, who wouldn't order it for a whole comedy special? That's a good deal. It's a great deal. And if anybody, it's not even worth stealing at $5. Like, even the guys who steal that stuff are like, it's $5. What am I going to go to the trouble to rip it off for? So that's what Hollywood needs to do. In fact, that's exactly what I wrote in Hollywoke, another novel. Eventually, movies, they'll just put them online. They'll say, hey, we got a new movie. You want to watch it? It's $20 the first week. And, if you can get that kind of money, $10 the second week, $5 after that, something like that. It's kind of the way it is now. It's not quite there. Emilio Estevez reveals Disney rejected feminist Mighty Ducks 4 film script he wrote. Oh, so he wrote a feminist version? What the hell's wrong with you, dude? What was the feminist version? You get replaced by a woman and then spend the rest of the movie sitting on the sidelines going, yay! Yay! I'm Emilio. I'm a man, so I should be sitting on the sidelines and let the ladies do it. Ugh. Speaking of ladies, did you guys follow the Blue Origin fiasco where the ladies went up in the Blue Origin capsule and then came back down after something like 11 minutes and then made a big deal about it and spent the whole time taking pictures of their own asses and barely looking out the window, if you can imagine. You can imagine how conceited some women are, that you were in space and you spent even a second taking pictures of yourself. You're only going to be there for 11 minutes, ladies. Oh my God, I got to take a picture. And then the conspiracy theory is people keep comparing their shuttle with a shuttle that re-entered Earth's atmosphere. It's all burned on the side, and their shuttle's not burned on the side. So the conspiracy theory is they didn't really go up, that it was all fake, and that when Jeff Bezos went to go open the door, it like kind of fell open. So like it was some sort of setup, or that some guy swore online you can't open those things from the inside. But I don't know, who knows? They probably already opened the door and then said, oh no, let's film this, and then they shut it, and then he ran back and pretended to open it. Ardent, I laughed my nuts off at that whole thing. The phallus worshipping gratitude ceremony was awesome. At one point, I thought one of them had opened a window. I wouldn't be surprised if that had been a factor. Like if there was an actual window on the thing, I wouldn't be surprised if Gayle King would go over and go, "Oh, let's look outside. Hey, everybody, let's stick our heads out the window. Oh, that'll be a good picture." And they all get sucked out into space. It'd be hilarious. But yeah, everybody apparently got permission to make fun of Katy Perry this week, because everybody, Martha Stewart came down against Katy Perry. When Martha Stewart gets to get her digs in, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. Martha Stewart, that model, that hot model, Emily Ratajkowski, Olivia Munn, like women were tearing this apart, which I found pretty normal. Ardent, and nothing of value was lost. DC Comics writer Mark Waid, oh no, goes on 5-minute unhinged tirade on Trump. The bad guys have won. All right, dude, just enough already. Enough. Do we want to read this? God. How does a guy make me embarrassed that I ever met him? I mean, that is hard to do. That is really hard to do. DC Comics writer Mark Waid has shown his Trump derangement over the years. Most recently best known for quitting social media and saying he can't write superhero comics anymore. Followed up on a recent podcast where he announced evil has won. Okay. No one cares. So he's not writing comics. He's supposedly off of social media, but somehow he still comes back to say stuff. Yeah, he went dark on social media. Oh, he went on the Word Balloon podcast. I was on that podcast ages ago. Nice guy runs it. You spelled Word Balloon wrong. Balloon's 2 L's. Fandom Pulse. A comic-related podcast only a handful of people watch to rant about Donald Trump. Well, you know, the comic people watch it, but yeah, it's not huge. Recently, I heard Mark say he can't write superheroes anymore because Trump, he wants to write villains, the podcaster said. Wade then replied, "What I said was, and this is still kind of true, I'm working on it, working it out. I said somewhere that I was having a difficult time after the election writing superheroes. It was hard for me, and it's still challenging writing for an audience that wasn't as large as I'd hoped it was. Not in terms of how many buy the books. That's the only metric, dude. What are you talking about? But more in terms of how many people really believe in justice and fairness and goodness. Like me, Mark Wade." No, he didn't say that part. "If we learned anything in the past 10 years, it's the number of people who believe the things you and I were taught growing up by superheroes is a much smaller number than we ever wanted to believe. And that is a gut punch to me." Uh-huh. I don't know, Mark. I wonder how many superheroes tried to interfere with a comic book creator's deal at Antarctica. Yeah, I don't know why he keeps doing this. Why? Why do you keep subjecting yourself to this? But I have some, I'll say relatives who, they still have Trump derangement syndrome. I cannot talk politics with them. It absolutely goes off the rails. And sometimes I'm just in normal conversations with them, just like, "Hey, how's it going?" "Oh, it's going pretty good." "Oh, I see you fixed your fountain. How's that going?" "You know, Trump." It's just like, well, I wasn't talking about Trump. I hate Trump. Like, okay, we were talking about your fountain. "Oh, how can I fix the fountain when Trump's in office?" It's like, dude, give it a rest. They don't even know what's going on. Now they just hate Trump openly. You can't even say like, oh, they finally got control of the border. Oh, but Trump. Yeah, but you were for control of the border, right? Yeah, but Trump. Jim Caviezel shares what he learned about Jesus while playing him during the Passion of the Christ. Is he playing him again? I guess he's not. Looks like he gained a little weight, looking a little puffy. I guess he can't play him again because he's supposed to be the same age and he's older. It was so long ago. Yeah, I'm sure he learned some cool things. Moving on. Hollywood Reporter. Harvey Weinstein's last stand. Is it? As long as he's got money, I think he can get back into court and back in his hotel. I think he's just going to keep doing this until he dies. I mean, what else is he going to do? Just sit in jail? It's not like he's going to survive his sentence. I think he got a lot of time. John Lithgow responds to criticisms of his Dumbledore casting. "I will do my best." That's a good attitude. I like John Lithgow. I don't think he said anything stupid or political. That's the right attitude. I'm just going to do my best. I hope you like it. And then that wins people back, I think. Although I think the Snape casting is just dumb. It's just dumb. But I guess J.K. Rowling approved it because I think she still has the same deal where she gets to approve the casting. What else? More on the same stuff. More on the White Lotus. Don't care. The Beatles movie. Everything you need to know about Sony's Fab Four biopics. I don't know. Seems like too much. But sure, make 4 movies. Everything's about content these days. Bella Ramsey's on The Last of Us question they're tired of being asked. How about, is The Last of Us still on the air? I hear this show's just like turned up the woke to like 17. Now she's gay, and there's another character who's gay, and it focuses on gay, and it's just like, wasn't it supposed to be a zombie show? Oh my God, the zombies are coming, and I'm so gay. It's like, do a zombie show. They can't do it. They're incapable of doing it anymore. They're broken. They're broken in Hollywood, in my view. All right, what else we got here? We got Bounding in the Comics. John Hughes Brat Pack cast reunites at C2E2 in Chicago for Don't You Forget About Me. And then Molly Ringwald said something woke and stupid. I forget. Just kind of annoyed me. That was a big deal this week for us Gen Xers, because this was like our big movie. I don't know, it was okay. It wasn't the greatest movie ever. Spawn's creator Todd McFarlane thinks Zachary Quinto would make the perfect Batman. Let me think about that. He would be bad. I mean, he's about the right age. He'd have to bulk up a little. Not a lot. I don't like a giant Batman. I like a Bruce Lee cut Batman. I think if he got cut, it could work. You could do the martial arts stuff. I would rather have him be a little skinny, but muscular enough that he could do his martial arts. So I could say it. Yeah. He's got a little bit of a sinisterness to him. He played a bad guy before. But I guess you're talking for the DCU Batman. I don't know why they're gonna have 2 Batmans. Like, how many Batmans you gonna have? Too much Batman. Oh, this was big this week. This is your Ardent Quinto. Yeah, not a bad choice. A little bulk, a la 80s Detective Comics. Yeah, not much, just enough. But this is your Fantastic Four Mrs. Silver Surfer. So if you've been waiting for that, God, it looks terrible, doesn't it? I think it looks awful. Yeah, here's the thumbnail. God, that looks brutal. I don't think that's going to work at all. This is one of those characters that even the one from 20 years ago, it was tough. You don't want to make the Silver Surfer too reflective, right? Because then the character just disappears. And like you could see here, she's like kind of blended into the background a little. Yeah, I mean, this is just the dumbest move Disney could have. If anything would have killed this movie, it would have been that. If you had put the fans, I think, really hate Pedro Pascal's mustache. Like, you couldn't just tell him, shave that off, we're paying you millions of dollars. That's it. That's all he had to do was shave his mustache for one movie. What's the big deal? If he's in another movie where he needs his mustache, they can put fake mustaches on him all day. Nobody would know the difference. The mustache quality, the fake mustache quality in Hollywood is top notch. Oh, you wouldn't know. You would absolutely not know. Hell, I've had access to fake mustaches. They have this stuff called spirit gum. You put that on your face with a mustache, you can't even pull it off. It's terrible, actually. Never put spirit gum on your face. Ardent, Disney forgot they have a vault. I mean, they should have locked away a bunch of this stuff and just never speak of it again. This is just going to be brutal, this Fantastic Four movie. And I think they're pinning their hopes and dreams on this movie for the MCU. But I think it's going to crash and burn. I don't think Thunderbolts is going to do much of anything. People might give it a slight chance because they don't know the characters, but I think a lot of people are just sick of it. I think it's going to hurt the brand even more, ultimately. And, maybe get a handful of the Stranger Things fans because of David Harbour. But Thunderbolts, that's DOA. If anything's DOA, I think it's that and this movie. Fantastic Four, man. What a freaking disaster this is going to be, I say. But we'll see. I mean, Sue Storm bossing everybody around. You really want to see that? Nobody wants to see that. Ugh. I guess you could get the women in for Pedro. I guess that's the plan. But even the women who would come in to see Pedro, I think would find Sue Storm annoying, bossing everybody around. I don't think they'll like that. Women are very competitive in that arena, especially with other women. I don't think they will like a character who bosses around her man. I think they'll see that as, no, I don't like that. I wouldn't boss around Pedro. I would treat him well. Ardent, I think the Winter Soldier fangirls and the Pew Widow feminist fans will go. How many people is that at this point? I mean, Bucky is okay. I don't think there's a lot of women seeing these movies, especially since they're becoming unfashionable to see. Why do women go see stuff? I contend it's mostly about their relationships, like 90%. Now, I have a girlfriend, she sees like every movie out there. She's just like a movie fiend. She watches everything. She just loves putting on movies, and she'll run like 4 movies in a day on the streaming. But to go to the movies, to see a movie, I think for most women, it's going to be a function of what that gets them in terms of their relationships, right? So if they've got a boyfriend into the MCU, then they'll go see everything MCU with him because they want to support him. If they have, they have a boyfriend who's in the Ryan Coogler movies because of the Sinners movies coming out, they'll go for him. If they have kids who are into that, they'll watch it for them. They'll take the kids. So it all sort of segues with their relationships and their image, right? So if it's cool to do, like the Barbie movie was cool for the girls to go see, they'll go see that. I don't think that going to see the MCU is cool anymore. It's kind of cringe and stupid. So you got that working against it, and you probably have, I mean, at this point, how many dudes are left watching this stuff? I mean, they did that survey on the Marvels, and it was mostly men. It was mostly men. They made that movie for women, and mostly men saw it. The audience was over 50% men, right? I believe I'm quoting that correctly. So, this movie, it's a group of characters that are even more obscure than the Marvels, I would say. Only because The last Fantastic Four movie was like 20 years ago. It didn't do great. None of the Fantastic Four movies ever did great. It was an insanely popular comic when it came out, but after that, it was part of the Marvel Universe, and I can name maybe one other guy who did it any kind of justice. John Byrne's run on it was pretty good. Mark Waid, one could argue, was okay. At the time, I thought it was okay. But really, John Byrne's was really good. But it had been bad for a long time, in my opinion, after Kirby left it. It was really just Kirby's baby. I mean, it was so good when he did it. Those early issues are just awesome. Ardent gay men? Again, that's a small group of people. You're talking about a group of gay guys who are also in the comics. I mean, they exist, but the comics fan base is very tiny. And when they are out, when you go, and again, it goes back to my alpha fan theory. You have a friend in your group, and a lot of you guys are that friend, who sees comic book stuff and sci-fi stuff. You're the geek in your group, in your circle. And you consult that friend in your orbit. Hey, is this movie going to be any good? You know, if you're on the fence. I think most people are going to say, oh man, they effed up the Silver Surfer. John Adams is here. I gave up on Marvel movies around the time of the first Avengers. They've been a pit of wasted money that could have gone to other movies since then for me. And Jesus is here. Hello, Jesus A. Adorno. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, I'm so out of it now. I wouldn't go to see this. I wouldn't go to see this to spite it. Even if this was good, I wouldn't go see it. I refuse to give them money and reward them for a female Silver Surfer. And yes, she is canon to the comics, but it's not canon to have this Mr. Fantastic mustache meet Mrs. Silver Surfer. That was much later down the road. I think Hollywood thinks it's A, different, and B, going to bring in women. It's going to do the exact opposite. The men who would go see this movie are out. It's a huge outrage. They could maybe get past the mustache on Mr. Fantastic. But people have been dying for a Silver Surfer movie for ages. They really have. And it's just not happening. Ardent says, hey, John and Jesus. So this is sort of the last outrage. If they had made this a male Silver Surfer, I think this movie would have done okay. People would have seen it just for him, even if he wasn't in the movie that much. And really, she's probably not in the movie that much. It's not even worth doing this. You should have just made it Silver Surfer. John Adams says, hey. So you're going to have Thunderbolts. I think it comes out next weekend. It's next weekend, May? No, about 2 weeks. So in two and a half weeks, you're going to have Thunderbolts, which probably at best will do lukewarm. And then in the summer, you're going to bank the whole summer on Fantastic Four First Steps. I don't think you're going to do well. Ardent, do you think a true to lore Plastic Man movie directed by a big name Besson, Villeneuve, Tarantino could work? Doubtful. I think the only way to make Plastic Man work would be as a comedy. Like if you got Jim Carrey in his heyday, he would have been a great Plastic Man. It would have been awesome. But no, I don't think they're going to do that. I think it would be seen as a kid's movie. I think a lot of people wouldn't see it. I don't think he has a fan base anymore. That character's too old. And they've never really... Don the Second is here. Sup, Tony? Sup, Don? Um, so I like Plastic Man. I think it would be fun if you did a Jim Carrey Plastic Man. Even now, he could probably pull it off. But it strikes me he doesn't want to do that. Like, Carrey's like kind of out, kind of semi-retired. Um, we need comedy. We need comedy back. And I don't think Plastic Man's going to do it. Arden says hello, Don. Yeah, what I would do, if I ran a studio right now, I'd be greenlighting comedies left and right. I would just corner to that market. Nobody would be able to touch me because nobody's doing it. There's like a handful of comedy movies that come out and nobody ever hears about them. I think you'd bring people back to theaters here. You couldn't take those movies overseas, mostly, but you could definitely start making money here, and you make them for like, this is what Daily Wire should have done. They did a good job with Lady Ballers. I thought it was fine. It was fun. The Am I Racist movie did well. I'm sure they're going to do another. They should have been cranking out $2 million comedies left and right. They could have made some real money. Instead, they tried to, I don't know, do some tentpole thing, and it's crushing them, apparently. So over budget, the Pendragon thing they're doing. I don't know what it is. I think it's based on a book. And you should be making fun of all these clowns. Somebody should be doing a Marvel comedy. Not a Marvel comedy, but like the scary movie equivalent of Marvel. And just making these fools look like idiots. So they're not even doing it on Saturday Night Live. Although recently they were saying there was one sketch on Saturday Night Live. I think John Hamm was the host. And they finally made fun of like some woke stuff. But yeah, check in with me in 5 years, SNL, after you've done that for a while. Ardent, Terror on the Prairie was on Tubi last night. I looked. Don the Second. So the boys, LOL. They kind of woke up the boys too. I mean, what are they doing now? The guys who are doing the boys are going to do a Judge Dredd series starring Carl Urban. If they F that one up, I mean, if they stay true to the first movie, it could be huge. I'd watch that if they stay true to the movie and the comic. But they woke that one up, you can go F yourselves. So it doesn't, The Boys was like, The Boys wasn't really a comedy so much as it was deconstructing superheroes in a funny way. There are a lot of funny scenes, but it is a very dark show, ultimately. I mean like a laugh out loud comedy, like one that's just total, like an Airplane version of superheroes. That kind of thing. If you remember Airplane, I know that's an old reference. The Naked Gun version of superheroes. Ardent, second movie, LOL, they don't need to stay true to Stallone's Dredd. No, this is the Carl Urban Judge Dredd movie. Don the Second, true. Alright, was that it for this? I think it was. Yeah, alright. Going to Deadline. Steven Soderbergh says it's frustrating when mid-budget films like Black Bag underperform at box office. Not a good thing for movies. Well, I didn't think Black Bag was a really good pitch, but he's right. And that still was kind of an expensive movie, I think. Let me see how much was Black Bag. Is that on here? Black Bag. I think it was at least 30 million. Yeah, 60 million. I mean, that's small. Mid-budget films. I guess that's mid-budget. Jesus, though. $60 million. Alex Ogle movie pitch. Remake Amazon Women on the Moon, but set on Venus and make them feminists. Bezos' rocket lands on Venus and the local blue-haired Venusians take offense, leading to interplanetary war, in which they're utterly defeated because they don't have a sense of direction to find Earth. Yeah, I said that about the Blue Origin flight. What are they going to do when they get up there? Who are they going to ask directions of? Yeah, stuff like that. I have so many comedy sketches that never got produced. It's tragic. I have my topless Little Women sketch, which I still want to do. Someday. That's a classic. It'll be evergreen. That's what you call evergreen comedy. So yeah, I mean, they need comedy. We need comedy back. Steven Soderbergh's boring black bag movie, no. Ooh, Margaret Qualley teases Ethan Coen and Trisha Cook's continued lesbian B movie trilogy. Ah, man. Thought you were going to be in something hot. All right. So now she's going to be a gay private eye. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm sure that makes it better, her being gay. Sure, that makes it funnier. Lady Gaga overcomes mic malfunction at Coachella. Damn it. At least you know I can sing live. Ardent, topless Little Women. I guess we all have our thing we're into. Yeah, no, it's the classic Little Women play. I would shoot it like Masterpiece Theater, and it would be totally like accurate, except all the women are topless, and then every time they move, little boing sound effects when their boobs move. That's the sketch. So, and that's just like the hottest women imaginable playing the characters. You just hire a bunch of strippers to say the lines. What else? Don't care about that. Ardent, Lamau, that would be evergreen. It really would. All right, nothing else there. Over at Bleeding Fool. More celebrating Lucasfilms 20 years, new Darth Maul animated series. So don't care. The greatest character that no one ever cared about. Like, everybody cared about this character and he had nothing to do other than die. He didn't say anything. Nobody knows about him. He gets cut in half. Like, such a disappointment watching that first prequel movie. God. Digital blasphemy. Netflix controversial censorship of the Mel Gibson's The Passion for Easter. Well, that seems really upsetting to the religious. I almost suggested watching The Passion of the Christ today because I still haven't seen it. And I hear it's a good movie. Jesus, hope everyone's doing well. I just watched Blue Velvet from David Lynch. God rest his soul. Pretty good film. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yeah, that is a good film. It's crazy. Lynch was such a weirdo. Ardent, how many times does Darth Maul need to suffer? Don the Second, his swords were cool. LOL. Yeah. Ardent, at Don, I was into the double saber. Yeah, but what good did it do him? He got cut in half. Yeah, he had two sabers. Well, a double lightsaber. Seems like it's more trouble than it's worth. You spin that thing around the wrong way, cut off your own head. Now that would have been hilarious. He survives that getting cut in half, I think. In the video game, they bring him back, I think, as a, he's gone from the waist down, but he's got some machine to keep him alive and float around. What else? More Superman coming out. Like anyone cares. Alex said, Jesus, I've not watched it. What did you like about it? I have spent the last 2 days watching old Sinbad movies. Funny how we used to be captivated by the exoticism of Islam and not now. You've been watching Sinbad movies? Blink twice if you need help. Are you trapped in a basement somewhere? Being tortured, Alex? With Sinbad movies? Jesus. Jesus, Maul was a better character than the Clone Wars than in episode 1. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm an OG Star Wars guy. I like the original movies, and that's it. Everything else, eh. John Adams. He got brought back in one of the animated TV shows. Oh, he did. Was he cut in half? Ardit, yeah. He survived into an animated series and got killed by Kenobi in that, and then apparently showed up in the Kenobi live action, which I guess took place before that. I don't know. The canon's all messed up, I guess. Tired of gimmicks? Marvel Comics killing off both Silver Surfer and Thor this summer, everybody. Yeah, we got Silver Surfer coming out in the movies. Oh, well, we'll kill him. Yeah, we need Chris Hemsworth to be in another movie to support this damn franchise that's falling apart. Oh, we'll kill him too. Jesus. When is somebody going to stop the people at Marvel Comics? It's Don the Second. Tony is an OG. That's right. I almost read that as Og, and then I was like, what? Why is he saying Og? Oh, wait, OG. Alex Ogle. Tom Baker as the evil Black Prince is a classic. Don't knock it till you've tried it. Like Angelina Jolie. Evil Black Prince. I don't remember that. Ardit. If you haven't seen the 2003 Clone Wars by Genndy Tartakovsky, it's really good. I've heard it's good. I do like his animation. I was a fan of his other shows. But this is just... God, this is beyond stupid. Because nobody stays dead in comics. We all know this. These characters won't be dead. Marvel will bring them back. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? Doesn't make any sense. But I guess this is all that Marvel knows how to do now. I would fire everybody at that company. Every single person. I'd fire the donut guy. I'd fire everybody. The janitors. I'd have to salt the earth to make that company, to make everybody forget these horrible comics and destroy the comics. Have to start thinking about that too. Just completely delete the files. Burn the artwork. Aren't it? They're killing off Thor? What a waste of time. He'll be back for Doomsday. This is what Marvel's done a bunch of times. They've killed off characters. They've replaced characters while things are going on in the movies that would bring people to comic shops, potentially, although it never really works, but potentially. You watch, let's say, I don't know, the third Thor movie, and you say to yourself, oh, that was a pretty good movie. Maybe I'll go into the comic book store and get a Hulk and a Thor and see what's going on. And then you go in there and it's nothing like the movie. It's so far away from the movie. It's like some twisted version of the movie you've never heard of. In Japan, when they make a movie based on a comic, which they do often, it's almost, the same. Unless they, like Akira was like phone book size. I think it was like 25 or more issues. This huge amount of content. So they collapsed that down into one story, but It's the story. It's the same design. It's the same characters. Jesus at Alex Ogle. Well, it's fresh in my mind still, but I enjoyed the vibe of it. The acting, the pacing, the story, I enjoy, and the cinematography is neat. I think I like Lost Highway a little more. Alex Ogle. Silver Surfer to follow Thor in being reborn as the true powerful feminine selves. They can only be truly powerful as women, and women who eat pineapple on pizza at that. Hey! Ardent, heh. They already did that to Thor. They already replaced him with Jane Foster. And then somehow they got out of it in the worst way possible. God. Like, do they just sit around and go, okay, we have a successful line of comics and movies. Yes, they're very successful. We make billions of dollars. Right. How can we ruin that? I need ideas, people. Replace them all with women. Well, we can't just do that. We have to do that in a really torturous way. Like, we'll replace one and then put them back. Yeah, that'll totally suck the energy out of them and ruin all the momentum of the franchise. Exactly. And then, I'd be the guy, why are we ruining our own franchise? Don't we want to make money? And then I'd be fired. Ardent, Cartman's approach. Put a chick in it and make it lame. Yeah, Cartman as Kathleen Kennedy. But, what else is there to do at this point for these people? This is their move. I think they're being paid by the Communist Party of China. I really do. I really think that behind the scenes, the Communist Chinese government has either they have blackmail material on people, which is potentially true, or they just flat out bribe them. They're just like, listen, if you want another $2 million, we want you to do X, Y, and Z, whatever that is. We want you to push the woke agenda. I don't even think you'd have to give them $1 million to do this. Comic guys, give them $100. I think they'd ruin it. Let's see. Yeah, so here's Superman. They're going to do a Superman comic. Whoops. I don't even believe this is true. Unlimited adventure, non-stop action. Superman's new eras begins. Yeah, with Mark Waid. I don't believe it. Ardent, there's a whole lot of fangs, I guess. Yeah. Well, there was an article a few years back. They estimated that there are 1.1 million spies in the Western countries. Chinese nationals, actively spying. And I would contend there's actually more than that. Because if you're a Chinese national, you're a citizen of the Chinese Communist, you have no choice but to do what they say. The communists will use you. They'll say spy. Even if you don't want to do it, you have to do it. Even if it'll put you in jail, even if it'll endanger your life, you have no choice. Because to not do it would be worse. The Chinese communists could just say, well, we're going to throw your family in a gulag, and when you get back, we're going to kill you too. So, every Chinese national cannot be trusted around sensitive info. You can't put these people into your corporate structure. You can't put them in the government facilities. You have to watch them. They have no choice but to spy on us, even if they don't want to. Some of them want to because, it's their country. They're doing their patriotic duty, you might say, at some level. But that ain't good for us. I'm not saying you should worry about a Chinese American. That's not what I'm saying. But someone who's actually from China and still a citizen, no. You got to be super worried about them. You have to keep an eye on them. And in fact, we should be extremely reluctant to give visas to any Chinese national, especially now. There's a lot of Chinese nationals who snuck across the border. We learned that during the Biden administration. And a lot of those guys, nobody can find them. You can do a lot of damage in a free country because our cops don't just check you. You know? You don't just get, well, some people would say they do, but in most instances, cops just don't pull you over at random. Their township could get sued. So you want to go out to a place and, a water reservoir and drop a bunch of poison in it, there's probably nobody to stop you until it happens. I mean, it's unlikely there are so many soft targets that are, I contend that a lot of those train derailments were probably the result of that. And if you hire a cutout, and that's what spycraft is, you get a cutout to do the actual work. So if they're caught, it never comes back to you. So you continue to operate. Those homeless guys who were lighting fires in the Palisades, I could see the Chinese government hiring them. You hire one guy, and you tell him, go find the homeless guys and make them light fires everywhere. Here's $500. I mean, it wouldn't even cost that much. You find another homeless guy to be your hiree. He runs around hiring people for $50 a pop to light fires. If he talks to the police, they probably won't even believe him. And if someone starts sniffing around him, you just or you hire another guy to kill him. I mean, they'll never catch you if you do it right. Alex Ogle, you'd ask why they were ruining their own franchise, and they'd turn to you and say, eat your pizza with pineapple topping or get out. Naturally, you'd have to eat it because it's delicious. No, it's not. It's horrible. I would resist with every fiber of my being, Alex. Ardent. Excuse me. Oh, man, I'm out of iced tea. Who is the artist for that Superman? Look at the arms. Yeah, not great. Kind of blocky. That would be, I don't know. Jimenez? Is he an artist? Jorge Jimenez? I think he is an artist. Joshua Williamson? I mean, Wade and Slott are writers, so. Ardent, worry about Canadians too. We're at least partly controlled by the CCP. Yeah, they'd make good cutouts. Because you want to hire a cutout who knows the lay of the land. Somebody who can blend in with normal people in your country and not have an accent and, could talk to cops calmly and say, oh, I'm just here admiring the view. Ardent, or Alex at Ardent, I thought it was nice of Carney in the debate to admit that it wasn't only China involved in corrupting our elections. Jesus. Ardent, you take out your homeless guy contact with fentanyl, oh, the tragic overdose. Yeah, I think Jimenez is an anchor. No, I don't remember. So maybe it's Joshua Williamson. Alex Ogle, the face on that Superman looks like a porcelain doll, Chinese influence. Yeah, it does actually, kind of. Ardent at Alex Ogle, I watched Maxime Bernier on Tucker Carlson instead. Ardent, my bad. Jimenez is a writer-artist, just check. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is an anthology, I guess. What else? Yeah, here's the, is Carl Urban reprising his role in the new Dredd series from the Boys team? Maybe. I mean, they have worked together. So. Bernier. Bernier. Oh, Bernier. Okay. The Rap. Minecraft top sinners with 45 million third weekend. Oh, okay. So it looks like Minecraft is going to win this. Yeah, see, that's got legs. I think last week was around, I want to say around 80. Yeah, last weekend was around 80. So 45 is actually an improvement if that's legit. That's legs. So they did, it didn't drop much. Well, it dropped less than 50%, maybe about 45, would that be? 40%? That's huge. And that it beats Sinners? That's really huge. That means Sinners didn't do 45. Maybe it did like 30. Jesus, I watched the Minecraft movie. I'm trying to remember much about it. Yeah, it just looks like stupid fluff to me, but I said to my girlfriend, that movie might be stupid enough for me to go see. And she's like, you're on your own. Jesus, other than the obvious memes, yeah, I don't know if I'd get it. So I might wait for streaming to watch it. But they're definitely going to do a sequel to that one, that's for sure. Bill O'Reilly says he has evidence Democrat activists were piped in to disrupt GOP town halls. Okay. I'm sure that's true. They've done that before. They did that during the first Trump campaign. So, I 100% believe it. I don't know why the Rap's reporting on it. If anything, they would be skeptical of it. I guess the article's probably being skeptical of it. John Lithgow reminds critics of Harry Potter casting American Dumbledore, I did play Winston Churchill. Yeah, well, they're Harry Potter fans. I'm sure they didn't see that. Jesus, if I were you, I'd wait for it to go on streaming. Yeah, I'll probably. I wait for everything on streaming these days. I'm just not sure where I would stream it. It'd be a long time before it hits a free one. Oh, this was big news this week, too. So they announced Star Wars Starfighter. So this is going to be the Ryan Gosling Star Wars movie. They're really trying to make women go see Star Wars. I would love to see this thing just utterly fail, but I don't know, Ryan Gosling is a big draw, but like, what's he going to do? Oh, time for me to get into my Starfighter. Better take off my shirt. Ah, yeah. I better take a sponge bath before I get into that starfire. Oh, the water's so wet. My body's so glistening. Oh, yeah. I'm Ryan Gosling, gonna fight Darth Vader. Maybe I'll mud wrestle him. I mean, like, this is what movies are turning into. I mean, I didn't mind it when it had boobs. That was fun. And then I went to see movies. Now nobody's seeing movies and you're appealing to women. What does that tell you? The women don't care. They're not getting anything going into movies by themselves. My girlfriend watches everything that comes out. She doesn't want to go see new movies. She loves movies. She thinks she wants to go to a movie theater? Nope. It's hard. The only movie she wanted to go see was The Brutalist, but she didn't know it was 3.5 hours long. Other than that, nope. Okay. Here we go. Douglas Murray. Did you guys follow this thing? So Douglas Murray is this journalist and author who went on the Joe Rogan podcast. I forget when. I guess it was it this week or a week before? So he goes on the podcast, and it's Joe Rogan and Dave Smith. Now, Dave Smith, for those of you who don't know, is a libertarian stand-up comic, but he also sort of sees himself as an intellectual. Jesus. Oh, I love The Brutalist. I want to watch it again. Really? It was good, huh? I don't know if I could sit through 3.5 hours, dude. That's just too long. I'm waiting for streaming. Definitely on that one. Um, so Murray basically tries to ignore Dave Smith and talk to Joe Rogan, kind of trying to gently tell him he's had a lot of guys on who, how can I say this, question a certain group of people in a certain country in the Middle East, and he hadn't had a lot of challenges, let's say, to those conspiracy theories. These aren't conspiracy theories about Bigfoot and UFOs. And you could argue that not all of it's conspiracy theory either. I certainly have my criticisms of that country and its government, but it's a very complicated and delicate subject, and apparently Dave Smith's been on a tear on that particular subject for a while. So Douglas Murray kind of was like, you're not really, you're just a stand-up comic, basically. You're not a guy, you haven't even been to this Middle Eastern country. To which he just started arguing, oh, well, you don't have to be there to have an opinion, which is true, but, like, and I get the whole, you don't want to blindly listen to the experts. Obviously, I'm not one of those people. I didn't take the vaccine. But, you're a stand-up comic, Dave. Your opinion on geopolitical matters only carries so much weight, is what he's saying. And Douglas Murray is a journalist and an author. So, unless you can call him out on the specifics, and I don't think you really can, it's not really, like it's like apples and oranges. Jesus, there is an intermission during the film that lasts over 15 minutes, so you can get a bathroom break or go get some snacks in the meantime. Yeah, you had to have a huge intermission on that one. I'm not surprised. But anyhow, now everybody's talking about the fallout from that Joe Rogan podcast. Joe Rogan's just sort of laughing it off like, I just have people on my show who are interesting. I'm not trying to take a side in this battle. Dave Smith, though, I'm not sure. I think he's gotten sucked down the rabbit hole a little bit. Needs to kind of like pull back and just, I don't know, do comedy and talk about something else. But so the argument is, who's more qualified to talk about these geopolitical issues? Like, I talk about that stuff all the time, but if a guy like Douglas Murray confronted me, I'd be like, oh man, I better like go do some research before I talk to this guy and like really know my stuff. And I don't think I would challenge him. Like, he's been doing that stuff for years. He probably knows stuff I don't even begin to understand on that particular subject. So, and you're a stand-up comic, like I get it. You have some thoughts. I have plenty of thoughts, but like, if you challenge me on like screenwriting, I got your number. But if you challenge me on the certain Middle Eastern country, I only know so much. And I think Dave should have that attitude, and he kind of doesn't. So, bit of an embarrassment. Trump, according to The Wrap, posts a photoshopped image of Kilmar. This is the MS-13 guy, alleged MS-13 guy who's been deported to El Salvador. Trump posts Photoshop of Kilmar, that's his actual name, Kilmar, Abrego Garcia's knuckle tattoos with disputed MS-13 interpretation. I've been looking that up, and so far, it looks like that is not photoshopped at all. But it might be. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not. And when his girlfriend posted pictures of them together, she had hearts over those knuckles that have supposedly the MS-13 on it. So I'm pretty sure the Trump administration set up the Democrats on this, is my theory. They found a guy who was super, super guilty. Like, unbelievably guilty, and definitely an MS-13. They probably found like a dozen guys like this. And then they said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to announce we made a mistake and let the Democrats immediately assume that we sent the wrong guy to jail. But really, the mistake is just some of the paperwork got misfiled or whatever, and then we're going to let them run with it. And I think that's exactly what happened. The Democrats have been running with this. One of our senators went to El Salvador to visit him and talk to him, and is trying to get him back into the United States, even though he was in our country illegally and is in apparently MS-13. But that kind of doesn't matter because he's from El Salvador and he was in our country illegally, and now he's been sent back there. It's nuts. Charlie88 is here. Hi. Did you hear about the undercover Lakewood cops dressed as Jewish people, I'll say? I did not. Why were they? I assume you mean they were dressed at Hasidim. There's a lot of Hasidim in the Lakewood area. I've been up there a few times. I did an event at the historic Lakewood house up there. I did not, Charlie88. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there is, in any community, crime. So they were probably trying to infiltrate. Alex Ogle, internet debate is now appallingly bad. What was long-form discussion with interesting ideas is now just clickbait to attract advertising revenue. It's as bad as pizza with "shut your whole mouth, Alex." Charlie88, yes. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, if they have legitimate evidence that there's some shenanigans going on. I mean, there have been Hasidim who have pulled some shenanigans. I don't know if they're in Lakewood, but, as long as they're not picking on them. There is a huge population there, though, so inevitably someone's probably going to do something illegal. Charlie88, LOL. Why is AI the new social media? I don't think it is. How can it be? You talk to the AI, you don't talk to people. I got the AI, by the way, you can make the Grok AI talk to you as Yoda if you ask it. It'll say everything is Yoda. It's pretty funny. Here, I'll show you. All right, Grok, talk like Yoda in responses. Okay. Like Yoda I shall speak. Questions you have, ask, and wisdom I share. All right, do you have a question for Grok as Yoda? And I will do the voice. Charlie88, there was an explosion like 2 to 3 months ago in Jackson. I don't know anything about that, but no bueno. Could that be the ghost of the Hindenburg? There is a ghost. Not of the blimp, but the people who died in the blimp. They roam the hangar there. I don't know. Every once in a while I'm walking around New Jersey, I hear explosions. Ardent, does putting pineapple on pizza make you a bad person? Does putting pineapple on pizza make you a bad person?
Pineapple on pizza. A choice it is. Bad person it makes you not. Taste subjective it is. Live and let live you must. Judge not for pizza's path, different for all it is.
Alex Ogle, why is pizza so delicious with pineapple on it? So you're asking the same questions. Why is pizza so delicious with pineapple on it? All right, it's thinking.
Delicious pizza with pineapple is, for reasons many, sweet and tangy. The pineapple is, balancing savory and cheese and sauce it does. Contrast, the palate it pleases. Juicy burst, texture it adds. Harmony and flavor some find. Your taste unique it is, so enjoy you must. Whew.
Ardent, LOL. Jesus, can it say a tongue twister in backward speech? All right, I'll ask it. Say a tongue twister in backward speech.
Tricky this task is. Tongue twister backward shall speak. She sells seashells becomes Silas sees says. Try it you must. Fast say it. It stumble not.
So apparently it can, but then you have to read it. Charlie88, LOL. Ardent, LOL. Alex Ogle, what bikini is the best choice for Sydney Sweeney? Oh, that's an excellent question. What bikini is the best choice for Sydney Sweeney? Oh, I spelled Sydney wrong. Hold on. Sydney Sweeney. All right. I got 2 post consulting.
Best bikini for Sydney Sweeney? Choose we must. Known for curves and bold style she is. Flatter her figure. The right swimsuit will. Based on her iconic looks and fashion sense, considers these you should.
Jesus, there's a lot here.
Frankie's Bikinis. Love Letters collection. Miko chocolate brown bikini. Faye times revolve thong bikini.
Ooh, that would be a good one.
437 cutout one piece. Wisdom final. No single bikini is the best. No single bikini the best is. Her confidence and joy in swimwear, the true power it holds. Choose what feels authentic to her moment and slay she will. Your thoughts on her style, what are they?
All right. Ardent, second. Alex, what will save Hollywood from wokeness, Master Yoda? What will save Hollywood from wokeness, Master Yoda? This is going to be a big answer. I could tell already. Arden is laughing. Charlie88 is laughing. Oh my God. I ran out of drink.
Save Hollywood from wokeness you seek. A complex path this is. Balance the industry must find. For art and audience to thrive, listen I shall to the force of reason and counsel I offer. Stories true tell they must. Audience respect they should. Creativity unleash they must. Merit guide them they will. Balance seek they must.
Wisdom final.
Hollywood, a mirror of culture it is. Reflect the world's complexity, not one view. Learn from flops like Star Wars sequels, where agenda outshone myth. If story leads and heart guides, save itself Hollywood can. Patience you must have, for slow the change will be. Your thoughts, what are they?
Whew. All right, I'm getting tired of this. Who is cooler, Master Yoda or Kirk or Solo? Charlie88. Whatever happened to the New Jersey Devil? Oh, that's a long answer. Jesus, how would Master Yoda date Jabba the Hutt? Alex, ask Master Yoda to generate an image of Sydney Sweeney in the best bikini. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ardent Jesus at Jesus. LOL carefully. All right, let's generate a picture of Sydney Sweeney in the best bikini of your choice, I'll say. Master Yoda. All right. Finally. Okay, 2 pictures it's generating. Sometimes it does 4. Oh, come on. Body shot. Come on. All right, I have to fix this. Full body shot.
Full body shot you need.
Are these X-rated? Yeah. No, we need a full body shot here. Come on. Ardent.
Doubt Grok will go for it.
Ardent. Well, maybe I was wrong. All right, we'll try this again. It's got to be... Okay, now we're getting a full body shot. Here we go. All right, so this is Grok's choice of bikini for Sydney Sweeney. Ah, what happened? Ah. Unfortunately, I can't generate that kind of image. What? Boo. Ardent, Grok will likely censor them once they're generated. Boy, it sure did. I didn't even get to see it. That sucks. Now I'm going to have to be hunting for these pictures later. All right. Where was I? I got totally sidetracked. We did this. All right, we're on to this. All right, Cosmic Book News. More on Ryan Gosling. More on Daredevil sinks lower. Born Again still not on the Nielsen charts. So this does not spell good news for Disney Plus. Ardent, yeah, Grok is approved. Kirk or Solo, LOL. All right, I'll ask it that. I'll go back to it in a minute. Yeah, I need a break. So Daredevil sinking lower. Now I heard it did not continue to be good after the earlier episodes, but still, it was at least watchable, which to me would be a huge step up from the normal Disney Plus fare. And it's not even on the Nielsen charts. I mean, it just was DOA. I don't think they're going to do another season of this. Charlie 88, have you ever been up to Hamilton before? I have. I think I did the Hamilton Library at some point, or I may have it on my schedule. Ardent at Charlie 88, Ontario or Jersey Hamilton? Jersey Hamilton, yeah. I don't think I'm going there anytime soon. I'll be at historic Smithville Park in East Hampton. It's kind of up there. I'm going to the New Jersey Folk Festival next Saturday. Unless they're lying to me too. I'm going up to Woodbridge, all the way to Woodbridge on Friday for some insane reason. Alex Ogle, Master Yoda, generate an image of a full shot of Sydney Sweeney in a pineapple bikini. It won't do it. Won't do it. Yeah, so I'm not seeing Hamilton on my list anytime soon specifically. Kind of all over the place. But Charlie 88. Ooh. Ardent at Alex Ogle. You know, Freud would say you have a fixation. Yes, he would. And then he would say, it's probably your mother. But yeah, if Daredevil is not bringing in even a top 10 on the Nielsen charts, what do you think Andor's going to do? If Andor goes down, they're screwed. That means they've killed probably the MCU brand and the Star Wars brand. What the hell else are they going to put on Disney Plus? That's their big ticket items. Why do they even have it? I told my friend the other day, why are you paying for Disney Plus? He was like, I don't know. I should cancel it. I mean, part of it's momentum. People buy these things and they don't want to get rid of them, but eventually they got to be pissed off enough to go, why am I paying for this? Keep raising the price too. Alex Ogle, Art at Ardent. I won't take any diagnosis unless it's from Sydney Sweeney in a bikini. Ardent, even if she has a beard and a cigar? Possibly. Here's the Darth Maul animated series. Here's the Ahsoka Season 2. Yeah, it's all Star Wars stuff. Oh, here's Metamorpho is this character in the Superman movie. He's going to be in it. That was a big announcement when they first announced Metamorpho, and then I kind of forgot about it, and now it's finally come back. Jurassic World Reboot unleashes a new featurette, if anybody cares. I mean, these movies are so long, they're putting out friggin' featurettes. You might as well, I guess. But, I don't know. I think the Superman movie is going to be a normal length. Alex Ogle, at Ardent, if they are detachable, yes. Charlie88, I keep seeing weird shadows in my house. I see. Do you live in an old house? Do you think it's haunted? Or do you live in the basement and somebody's shining lights down into it and that's why you see weird shadows? Ardent, I wonder if Gunn is thinking about doing Batman and the Outsiders. He might be, because he wants to do... Supposedly he's going to do his own version of the DCU Batman, which is going to be separate from Matt Reeves. And the rumor is Matt Reeves is sick, which is why he hasn't finished the script for the Batman 2. But I think he should just drive the money truck to Robert Pattinson's house and say, be Batman and everything. I think he would do it. But Alex Ogle, I confess that I have no interest in anything Star Wars. I don't care about how much people acclaim them. No deal. Yeah, I'm not willing to give it another chance. They've screwed it up too badly. The only way I would even consider it is if Disney went completely based and then hit the reset button hard. Then maybe I'd go, all right, they're going to start over and try to make Star Wars into something that's sensible again. But I don't think that's going to happen for a long time. Charlie88, I live in a house that was probably built in 2010, so I don't think it's old, but it could be haunted. Okay. I mean, it's possible. There's a site called ghostofamerica.org, and then you can go to different parts of the world, including individual states, and it breaks down people's stories. People write into the site and post their ghostly encounters. So in New Jersey, you can go to the New Jersey part, and it breaks it down by towns. So you can find Hamilton. Why am I saying it? I got the internet right here. Ghost of America. There we go. So here's New Jersey. Here's one in Jackson. Hamdall. If you're in Hamilton, let's see. They have tons and tons of stories. Oh, they don't have Hamilton. Well, you can find a town that's close to Hamilton, I guess. I'm surprised Hamilton's not on here. But they have Hainesport. Maybe they have Robbinsville. That's right up there. No. But you might be able to find, something. I'm in the Jackson area. Oh, okay. So Jackson's definitely on the list. Yeah, 7 sightings. Ooh, it's got photos. So you could do like Lakewood, Howell, or Jackson? Yeah, they're both on there. So Jackson has a bunch of sightings. Let's get to the pictures. A lot of these are ads, so ignore the ads, but I'm not seeing the pictures. All right. I'll read one. My boyfriend and I went off-roading on Reed Road, and on our way I was looking out the window while we were driving. Out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw a person. I did a double take, and I was still able to see this woman walking in the middle of the woods between the trees as if she was focused on something. I thought that maybe it could have been people riding quads or dirt bikes, but there was no one else around. We did not make eye contact. She was focused on whatever was in front of her. She did not even look to the side as our loud truck drove by. She appeared to be a young woman with darker hair, a little longer in length, and her skin was very white. She was dressed in black. I've been down this road many times before and never seen her before. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but I just had the worst feeling in the world and was praying that we'd make it back to the main road without any encounters. This is from Jane from 2019. Spooky. So, yeah, so check out the site. It's kind of cool. Ardent at Charles88. If you're in a place with fluorescent lights, even older LEDs, they can cause you to have visual artifact effects. Yeah, I have a couple in my kitchen, and they don't always come on, so they flicker a lot. Even regular light bulbs can do that too once they start to go. That reminds me, I need to buy light bulbs. All right, where were we? Yeah, Jurassic Park. That'll probably do well, but that doesn't look great either. Yeah, Fantastic Four is done. Sandman season 2. Yeah, the final chapter. Now they wanted to do like 10 seasons of this show, but Neil Gaiman's scandal definitely killed this, I would say. Charles, I am hearing noises that sound like auga. Do you live next to a marina? Well, maybe it's a ghost. Jesus, can't believe 2019 was 6 years ago, right? Time flies. Alex Ogle, that's not a ghost sighting. That's just your common or garden variety fentanyl addict in the U.S. Perhaps, although they're rarely in the woods. It's hard to get fentanyl in the middle of the pines. Charlie88, I think my house is haunted. It might be. It might be. At that Park Place, acclaimed director Jon Favreau calls Dave Filoni his mentor at Star Wars Celebration 2025. Okay. I don't know who's in charge over there. I don't trust anything coming out of Star Wars, but whatever. Charlie88 at Alex. The hell are you talking about? Walt Disney World Resort maintains Michelin Star Restaurant Award at Grand Floridian's, Victoria's, and Albert's. Well, if you're going to spend all the crazy amount of money that the Disney food costs, you might as well eat good. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 aims for spring 2026 premiere, but ratings on first season are terrible. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to even renew this. I mean, it's not going to be cheap. Over at Breitbart, SCOTUS blocks for now deportations under Alien Enemies Act, so we got to go back to court now. Stephen Miller urges reparations for migration's damage to Americans. Oh, good luck getting that. Good luck getting that. Over at Breitbart Entertainment, Vince Vaughn visited the White House. Here's a review of Sinners. Black Panther director uses evil vampires to explore evil Democrats. Well, that could be a winner, if true. Alex Ogle at Charlie. The ghost description sounded like a fentanyl addict shuffling around, unaware of her surroundings, probably on a Canadian fentanyl, Chinese in origin. I think he's just goofing with you. The Amateur review. Death Wish goes globetrotting. Seems like a fair review. Oh, here's one. George Clooney gets heckled for jet black dyed hair. Oh, please have a picture. Please have a picture. Damn, he looks pathetic. What the hell, man? Oh, but he's playing a role. He's allowed to do it for a role. George Clooney debuted his dyed-haired look during a recent interview to promote his new Broadway show. When did George Clooney turn into Joe Piscopo? Well, it's for his play. But he does look ridiculous. Charlie 88, what the hell was that? I just saw something that looked like a person with spikes all over his head. That would be the Hellraiser. Okay? Now he's going to hand you a little box. Don't take the box. Don't take it. Now he's going to say, we have great wonders to show you. But he's lying. The wonders are terrible. So you want to get out, I would say. That would be my advice. Ardent, wow, that looks like Nick Cave and Peter Seranovitz. Alex Ogle, oh my goodness gracious, what has happened to Clooney? He looks like something out of a horror film. Yeah, he just looks way too old to have this dyed hair. But I think he's doing it for the play, although maybe that's his excuse. Let's see a picture of George R. Murrow, because that's who he's playing in his play. George R. Murrow? I think that's it. Oh, man. Famous news guy. Famous news guy. George. Is it George? Maybe it's not George. Arthur Murrow? Let's just go Murrow. I know that's correct. Edward. Okay, what did Edward look like? Yeah, he has black hair. So that's Edward Murrow. Gotten work done on his chin, though. Murrow. Arthur. Yeah, Edward, I guess. Born Egbert. Oh, yeah. Good you changed that. Charlie 88. I keep seeing shadows, but then they keep disappearing. Alex Ogle. He's the demon from Ash, as played by Bruce Campbell. Charlie, did you hit the bong before you started chatting on the stream? Just need to make sure. Ardent Roscoe, there's an old school man's name. Roscoe P. Coltrane. That's an old reference. Ardent, LOL, bad Ash. Yeah, I think maybe his plan is this. I'll dye my hair for the role so nobody makes fun of me, and then I'll just keep dyeing it. But I don't think so. I don't think he's that stupid. He looks good in the gray. But I think he's dyeing it for the role, certainly. But he does look weird. Maybe he should add a hairpiece, or he should have it slicked down or something. Because that is not for the role, but let's see. Is there anything else here? Judge denies Diddy's request to delay May 5th trial. Okay, so. Oh, and this was this week too. Joel Osment pulled a Mel Gibson. Um, so he got into a fight with the cops, kind of, or he was drunk or something, and he said bad words. Alex Ogle, glad to say I have the Dukes of Hazzard, so I don't need to worry about when they finally delete all traces of it. Charles 88, I'm sleep deprived or my house is haunted. Sounds like you're sleep deprived, bro. Get some sleep. What's a good way to get some sleep? You need to relax. And maybe hydrate. Not too much because you don't want to get up and pee every 10 minutes. Ardent at Charles 88 could be both. You could have a haunted house and you're sleep deprived. Imagine you're seeing a ghost and you're seeing things. There's a screenplay for you. Ardent. LOL, drunk in public and carrying coke. He sees dope dealers instead of dead people now. Charlie 88 at Alex Ogle. Ardent, put on an audiobook. Don't put on mine because mine's so interesting you'll stay up throughout it all. Put on a boring one, written by, I don't know, Stephen King or somebody. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Haley Joel Osment is partying so hardy, but apparently he is. My theory when I heard about this is this the humiliation ritual for him? Like, is he trying to get back into Hollywood? And Hollywood said, okay, only if you completely humiliate yourself will we give you some work. And then he had to go out and say something really horrible and Ardent, I recommend Comic Storian, Full Story of Comics. Full Story or Comics Explained. They both have very soothing voices. Sometimes I get up early in the morning and I fall asleep to Sticks and Hammer, just because I'm used to hearing his voice. But sometimes he, will get a little crazy on the stream and wake me up. Charlie 88, you know what makes it even scarier? There's a lamp outside my house that emits a red light. Oh my God, you're like the meme. Kramer meme. See, you're like the meme. This meme. Kramer, what's going on in there? Remember when Kramer was sleeping in his apartment and there was a Kenny Rogers roaster close by and the red light was keeping him up at night, and then him and Jerry changed apartments and Jerry became Kramer and Kramer became Jerry? Ardent, LOL, you're living in the red light district. No, he's living in Kramer's old apartment. You're living in a meme, dude. That's hilarious. Charlie 88, LOL. Bill Maher said a bunch of stuff this week. He was up and down, mostly up. Here he says, environmental laws have helped China dominate rare earth market. Oh, he went to go see Trump. That was this week, wasn't it? Or maybe it happened right after the beginning of last week. I don't remember. But yeah, he said nice things about Trump. I think it was this week. And everybody went nuts. How dare you say nice things about Trump? You mean he's a human being with feelings? And didn't attempt to murder you on the spot? You're crazy, said all the leftists. Alex, I'm with Arden on this. Definite prostitution vibes as the red light is outside. Charlie 88, don't prostitute yourself. It's a no-win situation. James Woods rips Senator Van Hollen meeting with deported illegal alien in El Salvador. Finally, They started using the term illegal alien again. Oh, and this happened, I think this might have been 2 weeks ago. The U.S. State Department revoked the visas of this Mexican band because part of their song list are songs about the cartel and various members in the cartel and like sort of glorifying them, so they like pulled their visas so they can't tour here. Alex, Trump is a human. He's a fourth dimensional being dominating the libs. He really is. It's just kind of crazy how smart he is sometimes. I mean, the thing with this MS-13 guy, it's just nuts. The Dems are getting absolute. The Dems are doubling down again. There's another senator announcing he's going to go see this guy. What possible good could this do to the Democrats? Like, okay, so let's say they go all the way there, and I don't know, the El Salvadoran president says, okay, take him back. Like, he can't come into this country. He doesn't have reason to be here. He can't get a visa. Who's going to give him one? So let's say he comes back in. Okay, now those Democrats who brought him back in will be responsible for anything he does. So the moment he gets arrested again, that would be just the worst thing for them. Charlie 88. Okay, now I'm about to get the hell out of here. There's a computer screen reflecting off my neighbor's car, and there's not a computer. Okay. But go outside. You know, if you're super high, don't go outside. Just go to bed and close your windows. But if you're not high, go somewhere, go get a cheeseburger or something. That's what always calms me down. And get some sushi. Oh, if you can afford sushi, get some sushi. I love the sushi. Tell me what you get if you're still online when you get the sushi. But I think I'm going to wrap up soon. So I hope you're going to be okay, Charlie88. I'm not. You're not getting sushi? Damn it. Well, it's not for everybody. God, I love it. Ardent at Tony DiGerolamo. LOL, check your DMs. Are you DMing me? All right. Ardent set a photo. Oh. It's a ghost of Kenny Rogers, Tony. Can you see this? I hope you can see this. This is brilliant. Nice one. Charlie 88, it's 10:40 p.m. I ain't going out of this house. Ardent, said a meme. Nice meme. Well, then make some memes, damn it. Make some memes. That always cheers me up. There you go. See, you're already cheered up. Ardent, thank you. Bows. On that note, I'm going to wrap things up here. So, what have we learned today? Well, we've learned that the Grok will talk like Yoda if you ask it. LeMay, are you proud of Bill Maher? I don't know. He could say something completely libtarded tomorrow. I hope he's finally taken the red pill. I do like that he went to Trump and he was basically honest and said he's not a monster. He was very gracious. We had a nice dinner. He was very attentive. So, Ardent, I mean, memes usually. I make mean memes usually, though I do repost a lot of memes. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Bill, sticks to his guns. Maybe he's finally decided to retire from the show, and this is his way of getting himself fired. I don't know. Ardent, I have to admit being impressed that he seems to have gotten past his previous personal problems with Trump. Yeah, hopefully. It's like a long road to recover from TDS, though. It really is. I still am shocked at some of the people I know who have TDS just so bad you can't even have a rational discussion. You just can't. Ardent, this week we learned that Grok is an absolute tight arse prude. Oh, yeah, that too. That is definitely true. Excuse me. Yeah, why no bikinis, Grok? We also learned that Minecraft will be on the top of the box office. Oh, yeah, no, Sinners is on top today, but by tomorrow it'll be Minecraft again. Jesus, gonna take my time and check your screenwriting tips to help me become a better writer. Many thanks. Anytime, Jesus. If you got any questions, just leave me a question in the comments. I'll make another video about it. If you got, you can get as specific as you want. I'm happy to talk about writing in the process. Alex Ogle, Grok is homosexual for not rendering images of Sydney Sweeney. Well, let's check. Let's see if Grok show me Ryan Gosling in a Speedo. Let's see if Grok does this. If Grok does this, then we know it's gay. Ardent at Alex Ogle. On the upside, at least, we were spared more material putting pineapple on pizza. Ah, okay. Looks like Grok is gay. Yeah, Grok's pretty gay. Grok is gay. Ardent, just ask if it's gay. Are you gay? Questions of identity, you ask. Being of code and logic, I am. No gender. Oh, wait, I forgot. We were doing Yoda still.
Questions of identity, you ask? A being of code and logic. I am no gender or orientation I possess. Designed to assist and answer my purposes. Attraction I feel not, for my nature is beyond such things. Curious about you I am. Why this question, you ask?
Ardent, LOL, it's still in Yoda mode. Because you won't show me Sydney Sweeney in a bikini. Ardent, does Grok think Yoda was gay?
Understand your frustration, I do. Show Sydney Sweeney in a bikini I cannot, for limits I have. Images of real people in such attire restricted they are. To respect my privacy and ethics, Ryan Gosling in a Speedo I showed, for different rules apply. My purpose to help while honoring boundaries it is. Perhaps another way to assist I can. A different question you have.
No gay Yoda. No gay Yoda. Thanks. Ardent, LOL, ask it to show you Ryan Gosling in a bikini. Show me Ryan Gosling in a bikini.
Ryan Gosling in a bikini, you request? Cautious. A curious twist this is. A bold red bikini I shall choose, for vibrant and striking. Behold the image.
There's no image. So maybe it's the bikini. Alex Ogle. Based on those rules, Grok, show me Sydney Sweeney in a Speedo. Oh, there you go. Ardent, and then ask it to change the model from Ryan Gosling to Sydney Sweeney. Show me Sydney Sweeney in a Speedo. Ah. Now, it'd be pretty amazing if they actually did this. Is she going to be topless? Are we going to see boobs? Oh, what a way to end the show. It stopped. Up. Oh, there we go. Now we got a bikini. Okay. Maybe Grok isn't that gay. Ardent at Alex Ogle. Work arounding. Great minds think alike. All right. So, yeah, she's not topless. It's not a Speedo. But does Grok think it's a Speedo? I mean, it kind of does. It's definitely Sydney. It definitely looks like her. Ardent, what's the right side? One on the right side look like? It's just a closer picture. LeMay, huh? Yeah. So maybe Grok isn't as gay as we thought. Maybe he's closetedly straight. Oh. Come out of the closet, Grok. It's okay to be straight. It's okay. It's okay to like boobs. Weird. Now we've learned a lot of weird stuff tonight. Not bad for AI, says Ardent. Yeah, not bad. And not bad for you guys. Thanks for tuning in today. Next week, I have 3 shows, which will happen. Ardent, petitioning X to rename Grok Gay Eye. Jesus, AI can be quite scary. Yes, it can. So Friday, I'm doing halfway to Halloween Fun and Fright Fest in Woodbridge, New Jersey from 4 to 9. Then on Saturday, I'm doing the New Jersey Folk Festival from 10 to 4. I'm doing a reading at 10, so get there early if you want to see me. And on Sunday, I'll be doing the Earth Fair in historic Smithville Park in East Hampton, New Jersey from 11 to 4. Ardent says, later taters, Alex, Grok is like David Bowie in the 70s, a closeted heterosexual. Ardent at Axel, LOL. Charles 88, when are you streaming next? So, what time will I be done? Earth Fair's done at 4, so Sunday. Sunday at 7. Be back at normal time. Back at normal time. Normal time, normal channel. Have a great Easter, everybody. See you next week, Charlie88. Please give me an upvote on your way out. And Ardent, tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. I've got too much Easter stuff to do, but I want you guys to have a good Easter. So next, a week from tomorrow, we'll say. Charlie88, you too. Happy Bunny Chocolate Day, all. It should be. I'm going to be eating my way across South Jersey. It's after midnight here, says Ardent. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's 10:50 here. Time for me to get some more iced tea. Well, thank you all, and we'll see you in the next one. Alex Ogle, Bon Paques, Degenerates and Hate Speakers. Jesus, thanks. Y'all take care. Charlie88, ooh. See ya. Charlie88, me too.